All right, if you're looking to build a customer service ticketing system or support portal, not quite a ticketing system, but a customer service management solution inside of HighLevel, well, this is the tutorial for you. Now, right now, if I swap over here to this screen, you can see that a help desk and ticketing system is currently under review, but it has been for quite some time, and it could still be a while before HighLevel releases any sort of official solution. So in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to utilize an opportunity pipeline with a lot of really cool behind the scenes AI workflows to essentially handle the heavy lifting of your customer support and allow you to either downscale your support or to be able to automate at least a good portion of it. I'm going to show you a solution that I've actually implemented for my own businesses as well as some of my clients. So to get started, we're going to use the opportunities pipeline. You can see here I've got a basic customer support pipeline. I've got some ticket stages like new ticket, waiting for response, and escalated. If you're not familiar with how to make a pipeline, it's just here at the top under pipelines. You click create new. Here's my customer support pipeline. I'll click the pencil. You can create the different stages that you want, etc. Next up, we're going to need a form. So under Sites, Forms, Builder, we're going to, or at least I'm going to show you how, to create a very, very simple customer service form. You'll adapt it for your business needs. So you can create the fields, delete the ones you don't need. You can design it however you want. But the key here is to be able to get the customer service message. So we're going to add in a message field. That's a multi-line text field. This will create a custom field inside of HighLevel. I'm going to call my field explanation of support request. That's kind of formal, but I want to illustrate the idea for you here. So we're going to get their contact information and then the explanation of their support request. We can add some drop downs here, like a single drop down, and I find that this is pretty helpful. So this could be reason for support request or whatever. And you can put in under options things like, and I'm going to give you an example of one that I've just recently built for a client. So we could have one like, I need to reset my password. The other one is billing cancellation. And the other one would be something like technical help, right? Whatever it might be in your business, you'd want to create those different options. And this will also create a custom field inside of the HighLevel CRM. Customize this however you want. You can change the settings, submissions, wherever it goes. It's kind of up to you. Redirect it to like a confirmation page. I'm going to let you play around with that part. What I'm going to show you is going to be in the automations and how we're going to take this and automate it. So let's go ahead and go back. And now we're going to go to automations. We're going to create a new workflow. We'll start from scratch. I'll call it customer support. Our trigger will be that form was submitted. So we're going to go to filters. We're going to say form is our customer service form. So our form is submitted. A ticket, so to speak, has been created. Let's go ahead and open up another action here. And now we have some choices to make. Because we had the drop-down field for why the customer was reaching out to support, we can actually pre-prepare some responses. So for example, my client was having a big issue with people, like I'm told 75% of the support requests were related to the password issues. And they're spending like $20,000 a month on support, and most of it's passwords. So what we put together was just a simple response that just gets emailed. It doesn't even use AI. But first we need to create an if condition. So an if else. This branch will be password issues. And we'll go ahead and we'll say contact details in this dropdown. Scroll down until you find the custom field section. I believe it's not to the bottom. It's like halfway down. Here it is, custom fields. And the reason for the support, I think is what we called that. Reason for support request is I need to reset my password. There you go. That's what this branch is going to be. We're going to add another branch, and the other branch would be the other pre-field section, like cancellation or billing issues. So we'll go to billing issues, and then we'll go same custom field, scroll down. This one will be billing cancellation, and then I think we'll leave the other one as just basically falling into the other branch. So we'll hit save, kind of like a catch-all. Now for password issues like support requests or password changes, this one's almost completely automatable. So here we're just going to send a pre-built email back to the customer, and then we're going to call this email our password issues email. And you can fill in all this. You can just fill in a subject line, however you want to do it. Make it sound like it's coming from support. You could use a smart builder, build your beautiful custom template. What I'm showing you here are just the mechanics and the skeleton, the bones behind the text setup here. So what we'd want to send them is an explanation of how to use the client portal to reset their password. Even though it's super easy, apparently, I mean, my client is literally using HighLevel for their portal, and most of their requests are passwords. Funny enough, when they were using Thrivecart Learn, when they were using a WordPress solution, same deal. It's always passwords. So what you do is you could record a video, include it in here, give a link to the password recovery. I like to say, click here to log in. This link will automatically log you in, and you can change your password from there, right? But you can turn this into a magic login link by going to this custom value, or actually you do this. I like to do this first. I like to come down here in an empty spot here, go to the custom values, go to client portal contact, login magic URL, copy this right here, and then delete it, and then select what you want to hyperlink, click add link, paste it in right there and hit save, or I guess action would be new window, then hit save. And there you go. You can write a password recovery email. This is fully automatable. You don't need any AI for this. Now, what I build in next after the password email goes out to them, they may hit reply to this. So what I'll typically do inside of our ticketing system is I'll include a wait step, and I will wait until a reply from the customer, contact reply, and reply to the email, password issues email. And then I would time out after 14 days. If we don't hear back from them, it's going to be closed. They can obviously fill out a new ticket. And then I'll hit save, and then I'll send in an email to them that says, hey, we haven't heard back from you. Your ticket's closed. You might set this to 7 days or whatever. So now if they do reply, we need to determine a decision based on that reply. So we're going to use the AI feature for, I type in AI, scroll down, we're going to use the decision maker. Now, the decision maker is basically going to read the response of the email and decide the course of action that should be taken next. Okay, so what I do in these two fields under additional context, and you'll want to fine tune this for your own business and obviously fine tune how the types of emails you receive are interpreted by the AI. But the additional context, I just say you're a customer support agent for business name. You're going to determine whether the response should be escalated to a ticket or if AI can automatically respond. So under the instructions, I say, read the reply from the customer, and then I put some quotes, and then inside of it, I insert the custom value for the message body. Then I say, if the reply indicates a basic question about password resets, then you can determine if that's respondable via email without a ticket, or if the issue is more severe or the customer's upset, you can determine a response is needed. You should consider it in need of a ticket. You can write it however you want. You get the idea. So now what we do is we come to our branches. We have a default branch where the AI is going to basically send them if they can't figure it out. We're going to have that create a ticket. We'll delete all this placeholder crap here and then say, put that in quotes. I tend to like to put it in quotes. When message body indicates a basic password reset how to type question, explain how to reset the password. Reset question. So this is the description. So basically, if the AI determines that this message body indicates a basic password reset, this is going to be basic password reset question. This other branch is going to be more complex or needs a ticket. And they're going to go here when, I'll just copy and paste this, indicates a more complex issue or a ticket is needed. Now, technically, we could also just delete this branch entirely, certainly delete the third one. We could probably just delete the second branch, but I'm showing you what you can do with multiple different branches, so I'll just actually leave it in. I'll hit save on that. So now our decision maker, let's actually rename this one right here, basic password question or ticket. So now our AI is determining whether it's basic or needs a ticket. So the default branch is we're going to create a ticket, and that's also going to be the same thing we're going to do for more complex questions. So in here, we're going to go to our opportunities. We're going to find the one that's currently in beta at the time of recording this video. We're going to create an opportunity, and it's going to be added inside of our customer support pipeline. We're going to create the opportunity name is going to be, I always use the full name of the contact. That typically doesn't change. The opportunity pipeline stage is going to be, there it is, new ticket. The status is open. And yeah, that's all I put there. That should be totally fine. So we'll hit save action. This one's going to create an opportunity, or you can call it create ticket. I'm just going to copy this action and I'm going to put it here for more complex ticket needs here. I'll just paste it there. So now whether the AI can't determine the action or if it determines it's more complex, it's going to open a ticket. Now here for the basic password reset question, this part's pretty cool. We can actually insert a ChatGPT response here. And I like to turn on chat history for the entire workflow. And I like to prompt it to basically read the message and determine an appropriate response. Now, depending on your setup, if you're using HighLevel, it'll all kind of be the same, but depending on your setup, you may need to prompt this a little bit better. But here's the gist of the prompt. Read the message. Here it is. Respond to their ticket as a customer service professional for company name. You need to help them with their password reset issues in a HighLevel client portal. Right? You can prompt this more, but you get the idea. You're basically telling the ChatGPT to come up with a response that makes sense. So we'll go ahead and save that action. Now the ChatGPT, I'm actually going to rename this one, click into it, call this one respond to, we'll say GPT response to basic password question. Terrific. Now it came up with a response. We have to send it to the customer by coming back here, going to send email, create our send email action here. I'm just going to put in a placeholder, basic response. Our message here is going to be our ChatGPT response. So I'll come in, I'll insert the custom values here. I'll go to GPT and find my GPT basic password question response, drop it in, craft the email however you want. The AI will write it, and we can go ahead and hit save action. So now our AI is just automatically going to respond to them. And what I like to do is essentially if they respond to this one, you could say wait for a response, a contact reply for, I guess we just called it email. Should probably rename that. But if it's email, essentially if they reply, we'll do timeout. I like to do like 7 days, whatever the number was for timing out. You get the idea. Again, send them the timeout, ticket closed email, copy this action. Come down here, timeout, paste it in. If the contact replies, then I just want to open a ticket. So I go here, I do go to, hit save action, and then we just come to here to create the opportunity. So essentially the AI tries to respond to them. It just goes right to creating the opportunity. Now, if you want to skip this step where you don't even want to worry about the AI responding to them, you can, of course, just immediately go to opening up an opportunity. But I like to get the AI involved because I have found over my, I think we're on the 5th business now where I've set this up. The AI actually handles the very basic questions extremely, extremely well. Okay, so that's the password reset issues. Billing issues, it's the exact same thing. So I'm not going to walk you through essentially how to set this exact same thing up again. You're just going to replace password issues with billing issues. So essentially I would say copy this one from here, copy all actions from here, paste here. Look at that. Split us out very nicely. You would change all the information to billing. You get the idea. Now for the other issues here, this was like tech questions or anything else they might be sending in. What we're going to do is we're going to create a ticket. I keep this one very, very simple. I just say create a ticket. So technically you can come down here, create an opportunity. I like to come in here, hit copy action. Our wait condition got messed up because it's throwing an error because it says wait until this condition because I duplicated it. Just clean this up by deleting it. You get the idea though. So I just deleted that to stop the errors. Duplicate this, change it, tweak it, make it make sense. Okay, so now back to the idea here about the none conditions. So we're just going to create an opportunity. That's one option. You can just create an opportunity inside of the opportunity pipeline. You're going to name it the person's name, new ticket, open. Something else that I really like to do though is that I like to have an AI. So I'll come back into here. I'll go to ChatGPT, come into here, read the support request from the customer. I like to insert that custom field for the message that they sent us. This one is reason for support request. Or actually, it wasn't reason for support request. It was one more. It was explanation of support request. And say, and the reason for the support request, that in here, that was the other one that I selected before. And then say, assist customer support in drafting a response. I like to take this right here, hit save on that. So now what's going to happen is an opportunity gets created and we have ChatGPT save something. You could technically do these in other orders. Now, what I also like to do is I like to create a note on this opportunity. You can do it on the the person as well. I'll kind of give you a rundown on how that works here. But we'll do this. We'll do note, add to notes. We'll add the GPT's response. So we'll come in here. We'll find the GPT, hit response. That's our GPT-3 response. Hit save. And now it's going to create a note on the contact that customer service can use in leveraging a response. I find that just speeds things up and helps them get things done faster. So there we go. We have a basic functioning support system, essentially where AI is going to help us determine responses. Now, I have built this in the past where this initial condition is not based on the fields selected, but this initial if condition is actually one of these AI decision makers. So if you don't have a dropdown on your form, you can have AI read the whole support request and say, oh, you know what, this is password reset issues. Here's what I do. This is billing issues. Here's what I do. It's anything else. Here's what I do. That actually works really, really well too. But I have found that this step right here, where I basically just let them choose it's an email issue, I have found that this email right here solves 99% of password reset issues, reduces 99% of that 75%-ish support requests. That right there saves $18,000 a month for a client. It's ridiculous. And then same thing for billing issues, right? So with that simple little intervening email that's crafted to send them a nice video showing them how to reset their password, we solve most of the issues. But when the AI gets involved, we can craft responses. You'll need to fine tune it to the point where you feel super comfortable with it, but essentially the AI takes over. And if you really want to get fancy, I'll go over this in a future video, you can insert AI voice support. That's pretty cool. So as you can see, there's a lot of options for how you can create a support ticket service pipeline so that you can have a much smaller or condensed support team. Or if you're by yourself, you could potentially head off any of those honestly time-consuming support emails that you may not even have to ever respond to. And it's a mixture of automation and AI decision-making with AI responses. It's pretty darn cool. If setting this kind of stuff up is exactly what you're struggling with inside of HighLevel for your business, then I recommend you check out Convology Plus. I've linked it down below in the description. It's my membership to my essentially tech help community where I help you with your tech stack, including HighLevel with personalized help, helping you get unstuck and moving forward. There's weekly Q&As and office hours, workshops. I have my HighLevel course in there and a lot of other really great member benefits. Again, the link's down below in the description if you're interested.